and this is the interior of the book. So what I want to do is I want to take the interior and I want to line it up with the top of the cover as best as possible, because we do not want to make it where we are overcutting and then we just wasted our time, and we do not like wasting our time. And I want to get a pencil, and whenever I use a pencil, I like to sharpen it. A nice sharp pencil, it always works best. It works best in case you are in a street fight and you have a pencil on you, so when you jab it in someone's eye, you take care of them. Now, you might be saying, what is wrong with you, Jerry? That's a little dark, but I'm only kidding. Okay, so we lined it up pretty good, I think. And let me just make a mark on this side. So there's our mark. Then what I'm gonna do, and I hope I have enough casting. Okay, so here is now the other side of the book. Let's line it up as best as we can, because again, I want to try to get this cover back into the press as fast as possible. So there is another mark right there. So we did that. So we're good. Look how nice this interior came out, guys. It's like, I really did a nice job with this. This book you couldn't even touch. Let's hope that the cover turns out just as well. So what we have is a razor. I want to use a new razor, of course. And I'm going to turn the glass, and hopefully the camera's picking this up. And I am going to now place my clear ruler on where we're going to cut it. There's one, there's two, and let's get going here. Let's do it. And this is gonna free it up very nicely, in my opinion. And I'm really on the edge here, I see, with the casting. I should have put a little bit more on, but that happens. We can't be perfect. We can be close to perfect, as Salvador Dali likes to say. Don't be scared of perfection, because you're never gonna reach it. But you can try to do your best. So let's get going with this. Let's put the pressure down and let's slowly run the new razor down, and at least hopefully we can cut through this without any problems. I think I just did it. I can feel the Tengojo breaking. Let's go to this section. Let's start from here. Maybe we can slowly run the razor down, and you can really see, guys, the amount of casting that went on this cover, but the original paper was not there. So what am I supposed to do? You have to cast it if you want to have it conserved. Okay, let's run this down now. Take your time, do a few runs down, and then let's go out. And there you go. So we cut that. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with the quick cutting. Let's take away our straight edge. The question is, should I be radical? And should we cut the right side? Because that definitely would free it up more and I can press it down. That is the question. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna be radical. Let's cut that up, let's free it. And then what I'll do is I'll keep one side, I'll keep the left side open, and then when it's finally dried completely and flat, then we can figure out what we're gonna do with the left side, because we may, in fact, have a situation where we may have to extend it a little bit. So right here, I think I did a good job. It's lined up nicely. Let's just cut it. Let's be radical and do it quickly. Okay, let's do it quickly. Let's get it cut. So that's one less step that we have to do. And then I'll show you how we're gonna fix these loose ends with the casting. So that looks pretty decent. I think I'm right on, just like that. And I'm gonna shut the camera off for 1 second because okay guys, we're back. I was able to get close and it's lined up the way I want it. So let's cut the right side now. I have a new razor blade that I'm using. Just like this. And then we'll, you know what, let's go down a little bit more, just like that. And then let's go up. And run the razor a few times. And there you go. So that's done. Done, 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 done deal. Now I have the right side, which, you know what? I think this book would be better, or the cover, if I could actually cut the whole thing now. So we're gonna do that. Bear with me. We have my actual garment measurement. Let's measure one more time the regular book, and let's see how wide we need it, because that is something that is very important to me. So it looks like it's 14 3/4. That is what we need. 14 3/4 is the measurement. Okay, so let's measure it. Let's do 14 3/4, and let's get that cut so I can work on pressing the cover and making it where we are at least finished with the cutting. And then we can work on reinforcing the leaf casting and pressing the book. So as you can see, there's a lot that goes on with doing these things. It's not just cutting where I used to cut. So 14 3/4, so I lined it up pretty good. So all we have to do is cut on the edge of where the graphics are. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is actually, let's go back. Let's measure it so we're good. So let's do this. We have it here. 14 3/4 is right at the end where we have it. And then let's do it here. 14 3/4 is right there. So it's right where the end of the cover is with the leaf casting. So I did a nice job measuring this book when I originally took care of it. So I'm gonna shut the camera off one more time. Okay, guys, we're back. Let me get a fresh razor blade. It's very important to get fresh razor blades. Let me get a sip of coffee. It's in the morning here when I'm doing this. I like to put cinnamon in my coffee. So let's push down. I don't put sugar. And let's cut this. Are we ready? I'm gonna pull it. One. You know, Jerry the Jitterbug likes to say Jerry the Jitterbug, and he likes to also count. So there you go. That was an easy cut. So that's the cover, guys. And I'm happy with the way it's turning out. But remember, this is just a preliminary cutting, or actually not a preliminary cutting, it's a quick cutting. I did it quick to free up the actual cover so we can do what we need to do with it. So what are we gonna do now? What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna put my piece of plastic down, just like this, okay? Let me make sure it's nice and clean. Let's wipe it down, okay, just like this. Then what I want to do is actually, let's put it down for a second. Let's put a piece of Rimet down first, because what we're going to do is we are going to put the plastic on the actual front of the cover. So what I want to do is I want to put a piece of paper towel, then I'm going to put a piece of Rimet, just like this. Then we're going to put the cover down, just like this. Then what I want to do is I need to fix a few of the pieces that lifted, and right here we see some lift from the leaf casting. Okay, so I'm gonna have to glue it. So I'm gonna take some methyl cellulose and I'm gonna put a little glue down, just like this, and try to get it in there. And we'll glue the part that lifted with a little methyl cellulose, just like that, and that should be good. So that's not the only step. What I want to do is get another piece of small Rimet that I have, and let's put it down, and let's put a piece of paper towel down, and then we're going to use the spoon and really put pressure on it. Okay, just like that. The next step that I want to do is I have to put a little more pressure on this end. So we're doing this to make sure that we are getting nice contact where we put the methyl cellulose, so then it sticks to the leaf casting, and hopefully that will work. Okay, now what I want to do is I really want to put some pressure on this and make it flat. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to give it a little steaming, and just a tiny bit, because it's right here, it came loose too. I'm having a trouble with this, guys. This is not an easy cover. I had a feeling it was going to be like this, so I'm going to put some methyl cellulose here, and this happens. It's not that it doesn't happen, it does happen, okay? So you have to address, and this is the nitty-gritty, and this is the behind the scenes of leaf casting. So, especially with a cover that is such poor shape as this cover. So we're gonna do something a little different. I'm not gonna use the plastic. I'm gonna use a piece, which I have here, of actual Polytex. I have my steamer here. I'm gonna put the steamer on, okay? And I'm gonna wait for it to heat up, because I'm gonna put a little moisture back into this cover. And the reason why I'm gonna put a little moisture into it because I want it to actually be a little bit less or more flexible and less rigid. Okay, so let that steamer heat up, and you're gonna see once I put the moisture, it's gonna wrinkle again, it's gonna get all crazy like that, but it's necessary, and you'll see why it's gonna be necessary. So there you go, there's the steamer going. Let's just give it a little moisture and let's work it a little bit. Just like this. Come on, let's go. You know what, guys, I'll be right back because I have to put water in the steamer. Okay, guys, we're back. And here's the steamer. And you're gonna probably say, what are you doing, Jerry? This is a little crazy, isn't it? And it is. But it's necessary, and you'll see why. We're gonna steam the cover. Just like this. We're gonna reintroduce a little moisture. And by doing this, I'll be able to reshape, hopefully, the cover the way I want to. I actually think I can put some more on. And you're gonna see it all move around, shake, and do all crazy stuff. Crazy like me. But this is going to be a necessary part of this book because it's in such bad shape, and we were doing a lot of manipulating to get it the way I wanted to. So we are reintroducing moisture to the book, and you see how it's curling up. That's fine. I have no issue with what it's doing right now. This is actually the goal of what I want. Okay, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want, and this is something that needs to be done. Okay, so I'm putting nice moisture into the book, nice heat, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do. And hopefully my game plan will work. So now what I wanna do is I wanna put a piece of Polytex right over it, just like this. Okay? Just like that. And I'm gonna give it a nice pressing with the spoon in little areas, nothing crazy. And actually I'm gonna put more moisture in it with the Polytex. Because what this is doing, it's giving me round 2 of being able to press the cover in the bookbinding press. And hopefully by wrenching down on the bookbinding press, it's gonna flatten it out now, and it's gonna reshape it and make it the way I want. Now, when I put this in the bookbinding press, guys, I'm gonna wrench down as tight as I can go. And hopefully it will reshape the cover to the way I think it should be. So let's put a piece of paper towel, just like that, because now the paper towel will absorb the moisture that I just put in. Now I will put my second shelf in, and I'm gonna go put this in the bookbinding press. So next upload, we're gonna see how this turned out. Stay tuned.